Hello guys, good morning. We are once again on my YouTube channel. This is the Fitness Game, and today we are welcoming one of my best friends, Alexis.
Hello.
Alex. I call him Alexis. And if you don't know, Alexis is a very erudite, a very educated guy about mixed martial art. He's been one of my corner. How many times? Three times? Three? Cambodia? Maybe three times, whatever. He has huge knowledge about mixed martial art. No, he do. He's so shy. Whatever. So today...
I'm just a fan.
Just a fan. Okay, he's a fan, but he knows. You know, like when you know, yeah, you know, very humble. Whatever, guys. Today we are here together. We're gonna share a coffee, and we're gonna talk about my French accent, about the 10 most how we can say that, the most influential.
How we rank the top 10 best fighters in MMA?
Oh yeah, okay, exactly. That's
your point of view.
Voilà. Also, it's gonna be like we discussed about it just before. It's gonna be very. Some of you will not agree. Voilà, for sure, because it's changing all the time. It's my view about mixed martial art now on. It's his view. And the funny part is like, I don't know his list, he don't know my list. And but we're gonna come from rank number 10 to rank number 1. And yeah, so I'm not sure we're gonna agree all the time, because me sometimes it's not always about the accomplishment as an athlete, but what they bring for the sport. You know what I mean?
I understand.
You understand? Okay, so hey, let's start right. We're gonna start a bit differently. Before starting by number 10, I'm gonna give you the 2-3 athletes who didn't do the cut. You know, like my rank 11, 12, 13. So I don't know if you have some.
No, I don't, but at position number 10 I can give you some.
Because you are really...
I choose one, but many could have been at number 10.
Okay, well, I will give you my number 10, but I have my 3 athletes who didn't make the cut. And in my, like, the guy that I was like, damn, I want to put them on my list. I had those 3, I had Sakuraba Kazushi. So if you don't know Sakuraba Kazushi, I will PNG it. Sakuraba Kazushi is here. Pride, the Gracie Hunter, the face of Pride. He was like, he was one of my Sakuraba Kazushi, Sakuraba. I met him once. I was like a kid. Like Sakuraba Kazushi, it's like Hideko Yoshida. It's like all those Japanese emblematic fighter. Shinya Aoki for sure, but Shinya Aoki is not in my list. But Sakuraba was, I still feel sad I didn't put him in my top 10, because like Antonio Rodrigo Nogueira, he was one of the guys who bring MMA.
That's why it's difficult to make a top 10, because there is so many talent in this sport, and it's difficult to compare for example, from fighters from the 1990s and fighter in the 2010s. So how do you compare one fighter that doesn't fight anymore in 2015, 2020 to someone that's still in the business right now and says this one is better than the other? They never fought together, they never fought the same opponent. So it's always like your point of view, and maybe stylistically skills. But
in my didn't make the cut, I put Sakuraba Kazushi, I put Dominic Cruz. He look at me like, okay, we get and Anderson Silva. Voilà, Anderson Silva, Dominic Cruz, Sakuraba Kazushi. I will make like tuk tuk tuk. I will make like a poster. That's my 3 who are like. When I make my list, I was like, man, should I put them 10? I don't put them. You know what I mean? It's very subjective. Like we were saying before, shooting is like, most of you will say, what the fuck, he didn't put Anderson Silva? No, because compared to the 10 I'm gonna talk, I think they make a huge influence into the mixed martial art community, sport, everything. So that was my 3 outside of the list. Anyway, so let's start. Like, it was the longest intro I've done like ever. We should make an intro there. Let's go, number 10. Vas-y, let's start.
I have Frank Shamrock.
Ah, fuck. F word. F word. Yeah. Yeah. You see, that's exactly the kind of guys that I didn't think about, and I think you're right. He should be.
I put him at number 10 because I think that he stopped his career very early, and his career could have been a lot. Like he could have accomplished so many stuff at that time, and he decided to retire. But that was a great fighter, so some fight...
There is a lot of fight that he fucked up just for the pleasure of...
Yeah.
Remember versus Congley, versus Basruten. Oh, no, those fights. Like, he was a fan pleaser. You know what I mean? I like that. Yeah, that's a legit top 10. Okay. So voilà, but my number 10 is Randy Couture.
And
voilà. And
I told you, like, we can have many top 10. Randy Couture could have been exactly.
Easily. And because in my mind I was like, okay, he was like a light heavyweight champion if I'm right. Then he came back, he get heavyweight champion. And it was against Team Sylvia, if I'm right. The awesome fight, this fight with Team Sylvia, I will put like the first 15-second intro, so YouTube will not cut me. Like 50 seconds here in the box. It was insane. Like I mean, like he almost finished the fight in the first 15 seconds after retiring for like 2 years, something like that. He come back, takes the heavyweight champion. Anyway, I like Randy Couture. So Frank Shamrock, bloop, Randy Couture, bloop. Voilà, you have the two. That's our number 10. Like the 9 to 7 is gonna be funny. So your 9s.
So I guess you will be surprised. I pick Amanda Nunes.
Oh fuck yes, man! Voilà, yes, and that's yes, and you know that's typically. Alors not making my machist and shit like that, but that's too. And you're gonna bully me because I'm gonna tell you someone that I didn't put in my top 10, and I'm ashamed of myself right now. I didn't put Amanda Nunes or Ronda Rousey. Et ben voilà, and that's a big mistake because they should, like, you see. Right? Like Ronda Rousey as an influencer for the MMA, like female MMA, like
she was great for the sport.
She was amazing for the sport. Like you don't like Ronda Rousey. It's not okay. Up to you.
Like or you don't like.
But you cannot say that she didn't like make a major step for.
No, for the female athlete, she opened the field so much.
It was insane. I'm sorry, I feel so bad.
That's why I pick Amanda Nunes because
Ah gosh, man.
She beat Ronda Rousey. She beat Cyborg.
Oh yeah, for sure.
We have to give credit. She's an amazing athlete. She's still in her career right now, so she can still accomplish a lot. And I think she represents the female sport very well. Yeah. She beat Shevchenko as well.
Gosh. And, I forgot they fought. Yeah, they fought.
So of course not in a division that is right for Shevchenko, but still.
Okay.
So that's why I pick Amanda Nunes for top 10.
I'm mad at myself. I'm really mad at myself right now. That's like I forget. I mean, okay. So if I have my Joker card, I use my Joker card. Randy Couture is out, and I put Amanda Nunes. Voilà, number 10. Because I want to
you want to give
because I rewind, I come back. You see, Randy Couture. I bring back Amanda Nunes. You want my 9? But yeah, so his 9 is Amanda Nunes. You can start commenting and put some number 9 is Conor McGregor for me. You see, voilà, my 10 was only, but because you will see like my 8 to 1, but I think Conor as an athlete, as what he made for the sport, he don't deserve to be higher than that, because like, my first argument is like, when is the last time he defended any of his belts? It's too easy to call someone out who has the belt. Win, wow, amazing, that's already a great performance. That's not what I say. I say, like, for me, the champ is the champ when he defends his belt on the first time. You know, that's something that styles make fights. I mean, like, it's difficult not to say that winning 2 titles when he went after Alvarez, it was Alvarez was stylistically wise the best pick that he can get in the top 5 at that time.
Lightweight?
Voilà.
Sure.
If nowadays he go against a guy like Ferguson, that I love Ferguson, I want to see that. I don't think we will, but the rumor is like he's fighting Dustin Poirier very soon in the UFC. Like, Anyway, so
at lightweight, that will be interesting.
that will be a nice fight.
Rematch.
That's a good rematch. Like from what we heard, that they offer to make this exhibition fight, and Uncle Dana calls them. Oh, you do it in the UFC, whatever. So yeah, I put Conor, but it's gonna make more sense when you see what's coming next. 8.
8, I have Jose Aldo.
Ah, yes.
He has been the champion for like 8 years.
But you know what?
Like
I have Henry Cerudo. So we are like, voilà. He's 8,
so,
Jose Aldo,
Jose
Cerudo.
Aldo, he has dominated his division for a long time.
Jose, if you see me, I always WhatsApp you.
For me,
Jose Aldo.
He ruled his division, we can say that.
He crushed his division for a long time.
For a while. And,
I agree.
So I pick him for number 8.
Okay, it's difficult for me not to like Henry Cerudo, Triple C, the cringe. I mean like same than before. You hate him or like him. I mean like it's difficult. I'm not a big fan of Henry Cerudo. I don't like the way he markets himself. Every time I see his post, I'm like, oh come on, man. You know, like his pillow stuff and. But it's difficult not to say that he crushed like his division, his Triple C, he's got all the belts. Well, now he's retired. He says retired. I'm sure he's gonna come back. But yeah, it's difficult to deny that he was dominating. He was dominating by all the division he went in. So and he was a wrestling champion, and so yeah. But marketing-wise, I think Henry Cerudo is. I don't like his marketing strategy. The way he sells himself is like, no. Yeah. So my 7 gonna make you laugh. And yeah, and like that. And I think surprisingly that's the only. No, most are UFC. But that's the only non-UFC fighter, none anymore. My 7 is Mighty Mouse. Yeah, he's signed with like me, like with 1. But yeah, I put him before Henry Cerudo. Voilà. Because I still think that their match was not clear. That I think the judges didn't make a right call. I think maybe we're not gonna agree, but there is other fights that we can review and disagree with the judges' decision. Like Reyes Jones or what was GSP versus
Jones Gustafsson.
Ouais, same. Voilà. But I don't think Mighty Mouse lost his belt that day, and he's still dominating in Asia at the moment. So yeah, for me number 7, Mighty Mouse. I like Mighty Mouse. He's a cool dude. I met him a couple of times at one. Very humble, very accessible. Your 7?
I have Khabib Nurmagomedov.
Sure. 7.
Yeah, 7.
Okay. Well, you can comment, you can say Alexis with the I and S if you want to.
So just to justify.
But yeah, you should because I'm like,
7th in the top 10, I think it's very good, and there is so many athletes in the sport and all these stories that you have to pick some. So of course it's subjective. But right now he's a champion. He has a stylistically, his style is very good. But did he fought a real grappling champion, for example?
True. But we can rewatch the fight against. He has this fight that the UFC don't want you to see when he fought. It happens. I forget. He fought a guy in the UFC at his debut, and for me, he lost that fight. And I don't. I cannot cheat. I don't have my phone. Yeah. I will re-put it under, but rewatch that fight at the beginning of his UFC career. And Hector Lombard. No, it was not Hector Lombard. No.
It was not Lombard.
No, it was not Hector Lombard. Damn. Whatever. I will find it. He fight a wrestler that has a good skills, and for me, he really didn't win that fight. Haters, you can comment.
Yeah. So I wish he could have fought when Benson Anderson was a champion.
Yeah.
Because I would like to have seen that fight, Benson Anderson against Khabib, because. That's he beat a lot of strikers. He's a very good grappler. Okay, but he didn't get the opposition so
I still
he's
want
a great
this
champion,
Ferguson.
but I wish we can see him fight, great grapplers, and maybe he can go from 7 to 1. Huh? He just need 1 or 2 fights against 2 great person to be one of the best in the sport. But right now, with all the people he fought, he's very good, of course, but I don't think it's more like a 7th position. That's my point of view.
So we got parentheses, like let's make a break. And so like what you think about his next fight? He's fighting Gage. Do you think his Gage is legit enough to put a straight?
You have to put someone. Me, I would like to see a rematch with Khabib, with McGregor, of course, but probably not gonna happen. There is other fights that I would like to see Khabib against more.
I want to see Ferguson. I always like that's 5th or 6th.
Against
like,
Ferguson, of course, but I think they will
Ferguson.
not program it anymore because it's so much bad luck.
Okay.
So
Yeah, you agree. So you that was what, like 7, 6, 7?
7.
Okay. Bon, Khabib. Okay. That's silence. I will put 3 dots. 5th, 6.
6, I have Chris Weidman.
Sometimes I agree and sometimes I don't. Chris Weidman.
I don't ask you to agree.
No, for sure. I'm here. Like we are here for like a chat, like a sharing opinion. Chris Weidman, like Chris Man who beat Anderson Silva.
Who beat Anderson Silva twice in a row.
Yeah, well, but twice. The second time he broke his leg.
Yeah,
so it's complicated.
Who gives the low kick?
Yeah, yeah.
So he beat him twice.
Okay.
He beat some very good opponent as well. So he beat Deben Maia, even if it wasn't the weight division that Maia could have been the best. He beat Machida. He defended against Belfort as well. So
true.
he was a good champion. I think he deserves a spot. And because he beat Anderson Silva at a time where Anderson Silva was like unbeatable, you know, and before the fight, like you can see the interview of all the pro fighters. They say Anderson Silva is gonna destroy Weidman.
Yeah, for sure. I agree.
So for that, I think he do something that nobody did before.
Yeah, but
you
if you remove that fight, it's like this fight with Anderson Silva, what he has done. I mean, like
of course, if you remove the fight and the impact it has on the division at that time, maybe he will not be in the top 10.
Yeah.
But because there is this fight at that time.
Okay, that's why it's interesting to share, you know, because like right now, I totally not agree. I'm not gonna have a beef with my friend, but I'm like, okay, whatever, good. Like me, my 6, Adesanya. Voilà. Adesanya is
I agree
6.
with the great fighter.
I
think it's too early. But
I think, but that's why he's 6. He cannot go higher than that for now. You see, I like the guy. I like the way he promotes himself. I like his confidence. I was really worried of this fight with Costa because I want to see a fighter. We always say like, oh, you know, post-fight, you always like, oh yeah, you make it look easy. But I think it was the greatest trait he can get. It was dangerous. It was a guy that was strong. He can pressure the guy. I was like, oh, you see, we're gonna snipe him. He's gonna low kick him, and he's gonna like nullify his game. And that's exactly what he did. And that's I like fighters. I've never respected a game plan. I like fighters who can respect a game plan, and even if you know it's gonna be difficult, they do it. You know what I mean? Yeah, I like Adesanya. I don't know who they're gonna give him again. I would love I think the whole like.
Jones.
Well, I don't think it's gonna happen.
They will not do that.
That would better. I would love Gastelum too. Like bon, Gastelum is not on the, but the first fight was nice. It was awesome. Like the 5th round KO, I was like, what the f? Amazing. Voilà. So my 6 is Adesanya. Voilà. And I should make like a thumbnail, something. Bam, top 5. Like the top 5. Now we're entering the top 5. Top 5 is nice. My top 5. Cormier. DC Cormier. He's nodding. He's like, okay. Bah, Cormier, bon, bah voilà, DC Cormier. I wish he can just handle the loss with John Jones because the rest was just like. And you know, like I personally never like the fighter. You know, that's. He don't look like he's the most dangerous guy in the world. You know what I mean? That's why I think he's that incredible. This guy is like he's going. light heavyweight, heavyweight. He's just like the best. For me, he's the best wrestler in the UFC. He's a professor. He's teaching Khabib. He's teaching. He's supervising Khabib's wrestling training at the moment. And when I was watching the video, I was like, "What?" He still give advice. You know, that shows the level of the guy. And I like his. I like the personage. I like the fact that he's humble. That, I just wish he can go over this John Jones beef. And but yeah, number 5, my 5th one, Cormier, DC.
I have Matt Hughes, number 5.
Sorry. Okay. Matt Hughes. If you watch that video, we met in Vegas, and it was not my best meeting. How it was.
I have him because
you don't like French. We had that's for the story on the side. I met him in Vegas, and when he realized I was French, that was not a good time. Anyway, so Matthews,
fights against Frank Trigg, it was amazing.
No, yeah, it was.
He beat St. Pierre. That's something not too many has done.
Yeah.
So
Matt Serra beat St. Pierre. I hope it's your number 1.
No, but
joking. Bad joke. Okay, Matthews. So yeah, but he was champion for a long time.
Champion, he had great fights and
golden years of the UFC, right now.
So I told you the list is totally subjective.
Well, I make jokes because I was not expecting to see a Matthews. I was not expecting to see a Matthews in the top 5. That's why I'm all over. But just like it's like if I say number 4, Beji Penn, you're gonna be like,
didn't
what
expect
the
I pick
fuck?
Amanda Nunes. So.
No, but Amanda Nunes was brilliant. That's definitely my fault. Like when you say Amanda Nunes, I was like, oh man, like she beat Cyborg. Like I'm coming back to Amanda Nunes, and I'm like Nunes. Gosh, man, that's. I think even she should have been in my top 5, Nunes, because Nunes, she's like, and I don't know who's gonna beat Nunes. She has nothing to prove anymore. I'm like, what's she gonna do?
She's still young. Huh?
Yeah, but she's still young. But you need someone to give Derondami again. That will not motivate me. It's gonna be difficult to find a nemesis to sell the pay-per-view.
No, the organization has to find some fighters.
That's gonna be tough. I want intergender style fight. Amanda Nunes versus I don't know, Henri Cerudo. That would be number 4. Let's forget Matthews. I'm not winning too much.
Number 4, I have John Jones.
Voilà. But we are close to, we're getting close because top 5. Because top 5, we're gonna like, okay, I'm not picking John Jones yet. But John Jones 4, but that's logic. That's logic. I agree.
It could be better in the ranking, but there's so many problems around him that it's difficult to know if he was clean all his fights. So because if you take out all the story he had in his life and you just see his fight, maybe he's ranked number 1. Yeah,
possible. Yeah.
But with everything that surrounds him now and the doubt it can create.
I agree. It's like, now the question is like, will he come back at heavyweight like he's saying he's gonna do it? I'm curious.
I think he should. He should aim for a second belt.
If he come back at light heavyweight, he's gonna put some doubt that he didn't want to fight Reyes again. John Jones. I mean, like. I just hope he can come back clean. That would be nice. I mean, like, my number 4, before entering the top 3, my number 4, Emelianenko Fedor. Fedor. The young generation will be like, what? Fedor. Yeah, no, but that's true. Like sometimes when I talk about fighters that were at their prime in the like 20 years ago, 2000. Pride. Some of you don't know Pride Fighting Championship, man. Like guys, Google that shit. I mean, like Pride Fighting. Fedor. Fedor. It was. Like some will say it's a Khabib-like. He didn't fight the top of the heavyweight, but Nogueira twice, Krokop. He was doing some freak show. Okay, like I mean, like that's Asia. We know how it works. But at one point it was like the Krokop Fedor fight, like. I think we should review that fight and do a live commentary. It was insane. I mean, like Fedor Emelianenko. If you don't know Fedor, guys, he's not at his prime anymore. I'm not sure they're gonna bring him in the UFC or.
How old is he now? 40 something.
40 something. Yeah. But yeah, it's end career, but.
Yeah. That's not the moment to come to the UFC.
I overheard that they might do a retirement fight in Bellator. From what I. But yeah, so Fedor. Voilà, that's my top. My number 4. John Jones, your number 4.
Number 4, John Jones, yeah.
And now I can put like them. Sure, I have a drum in background. Explosion. The podium number 3. You want your 3? But my 3 is John Jones. Voilà, John Jones. Voilà, my number 3 is like you can scream, you can talk shit, but that's my number 3, John Jones, for sure.
Understandable.
Yeah, voilà, we're not gonna re-argue about it. You were 4, like I put it 3, so yeah, John Jones is is on my podium. I will make a podium in PNG. John Jones.
With all the problem around him.
Yeah,
the podium, as I told you.
Voilà, exactly. I agree.
Me, I have Demetrius Johnson, number 3.
Oh wow, okay, but
so
you see.
Him higher than you. Because,
I was 8. Voilà.
The last fights he did in the UFC, like maybe the 4 last fights he did in the UFC, I felt was very like he finished his opponents, you know. And in this division, usually you don't see too many finishes, you know. It's usually decision, but he brings some KO, he brings some submission, like the flying armbar.
Yeah, that was insane.
So
yeah, you're right.
The skill, like. If I have to rank someone as a well-rounded fighters, he's so well-rounded, you know.
Oh yeah.
He's good everywhere. So that's why for me he's number 3. He brings so much skills into a fight that for me that's number 3.
I will make you very angry, but why I didn't put him higher than that, I think, is because of the marketing. He don't know how to market himself. Like in Asia, he's not that popular, and he should, because he's a fucking he's a genius. I say fuck again. But yeah, the marketing wise of Mighty Mouse is but that's the point. In Asia they don't trash talk, and if there is no drama, we don't watch fights usually. I mean like that. And if you're like, oh I like you, oh you like me, and let's fight. Voilà, that's why the Conor Khabib was like insane.
Yeah.
Up, number 2. I have the feeling that like we're gonna start joining. Well, I have the feeling that number 1 we're gonna agree. This is not gonna be a fight. But number 2.
Number 2, I have Conor McGregor.
I'm listening.
But first, he bring 1-0 to all the salaries of the UFC fighters.
Yes, thanks, Conor. Thank you, Conor.
They should all thank him. Like you say, for Ronda Rousey, she opened the female division to the high competition with the UFC. Conor McGregor, he unlocked the salaries for the top fighters, and they really should all should be thankful about that.
Yeah.
Second, 13 seconds to Aldo.
Yeah, that was insane. That was insane.
Some people will say it's luck, it's not.
No,
luck,
it's not luck. If you look at the video, I'm sure you can Google it, because Dana posted after the fight. He posted the locker warm-up video before the fight, and for 30 minutes, Conor is working back step, left hook, step, left hook. So he knew he's gonna have to place it. And that's even the stuff that is amazing with Conor is like when you are under pressure and you are like watching like in billion viewer, like the guy can execute the move perfectly in front of one of the best of all time. Billions watching, and the guy is like, up, I feint, I come back, I do my own. It's insane.
His striking is very good, and I still think he's still underestimated by many people.
For sure.
We'll see in the future what. As you said before, he doesn't defend his belt usually, and I'm really sad about that. I wish he could have defended his belt stuff. So that's not his character. He doesn't do like that. So we have to rank him in another way. So. But
And
You were
crossing
talking about
sports. It's
you were
crossing
talking
sports.
about promotion.
He's a genius.
Some
He's
of
a
his
genius.
fights was amazing.
Sometimes I even think that his life outside of the octagon is also, you know, it's some stuff are done on purpose. You know what I mean?
Probably.
Like the bus attack for me, like you will never make me believe that it was not.
I think it was a choreography.
It was I also think that
It went too far. I think it went too far.
Yeah, exactly. I think it was planned, but that's no
Yeah,
suing, no lawyer. It's just like a guess.
Opinions.
I say like an opinion. Voilà, I haven't thought that. But if you ask me, I would say maybe it was like
could have been.
It could have been. But I think like the trolley was not expected, and he was like, oh, I'm gonna throw the trolley. It's gonna make it look better. And
When you think about it, like if nobody would have been injured, it would
have been
for promotion, no?
It would have been one of the best tricks to make people watch the fight for sure. Voilà. So Conor McGregor. Voilà, it's your two. It's your two.
Yeah.
Mine is Khabib. Voilà. I say it, Khabib. I say yeah. And you know why I will not say is we are on the opposite of the fan, and I will say why, because first he's the first Muslim champion. You know, like the first female champion with Amanda Nunes. I think Khabib is bringing a new fresh air in the sport. First, I respect the wrestling. I think that this guy is insane. The pressure, the way he nullifies his opponent, like Dustin Poirier. Like when is the last time? Well, yes, like one fight.
He makes it look easy.
Yeah, that's what. Like the guy is fighting, and that's what he says. So you will see, like you always talk crap, and at the end, I will make it look easy, and you will say, oh, the opponent was not that good.
No, the opponent was good actually.
He never fought a guy that stylistic wise is difficult for him. The only time he did it, like watch this whole video, I will put the link somewhere. I think he lost the fight, but the judges give him the fight. But yeah, Khabib, I like the man, I like the attitude, I like the humble way, and his entrance. I mean, like voila, it gives me goosebumps. That entrance with Conor, and if Conor would bring the energy with him, and when Khabib enter with his song, like goosebumps, you're like, oh gosh, man! It was like Rocky and Apollo. No, not Apollo Creed. What was the name of the Russian guy who was like scary as fuck? Dolph Lundgren. I forget the name. It was Ivan Drago. Ivan Drago. Voilà, it was. Rewatch this intro. It gave me goosebumps. It was awesome. Voilà. So Khabib, and I'm looking so much for this fight with Gage, because I think. People will say, oh, he's gonna go through Gage. Gage will pose some interesting problems. He keep bragging online about it. He say like he knows that he's gonna have to create this car crash when Khabib come close. So I still think Khabib gonna win, but that might be the first time that we see Khabib getting coked or getting. Well, you're gonna say Poirier clip him once, but anyway, it's gonna be an interesting fight. But I still want that Ferguson fight. I feel sad.
It never happened.
Voilà, it never happened. The star number one. I think we got. That's funny because I have the feeling that we're gonna.
We might have the same.
I think we have the same because we didn't talk about him, and that's like.
I would be surprised he didn't pick him in your list.
Voilà, yeah, but if he's not in my, even top 5.
Bah, il y a Georges St-Pierre.
Georges St-Pierre. Voilà, we agree. Georges, if you're watching, Georges, I'm gonna tag you on that video. Voilà, number one, but it's difficult not to say like.
Yes.
Why? I mean, like, why not Georges St-Pierre? I mean, like.
He accomplished a lot for the sport.
He was the most dominant fighter of all time.
And,
he sold the fight without having to trash talk.
Yeah, I like this kind of fighter, and we have less and less humble fighter now. They all trash talk all the time.
But
so
the best stuff is that in Asia you have this kind of new mindset because the leader promotion in Asia push a bit the fighter to be more humble and avoid the trash talking. But the problem is like being humble don't mean that you cannot sell the fight. You know what I mean? And Georges was good at that. He don't need to talk bad about you to sell the fight. I remember this fight with Nick Diaz. You think I'm scared of you, man? Do you think I'm scared of you, man? You are mad in your head. It was great. Like I still want to see the fight. It was good bump, and I don't know, it was nice. Like, boy, some fight with Jack Shield and stuff, but still, the end of career, I will say, like, no, because he came back from Bisping and he finished Bisping. But
the fight was amazing.
The fight was amazing, and we for the first time we see that the cardio was like, whoop, my God, too much muscle maybe.
But maybe you know, if the pace of the fight is higher, you have to.
Yeah, but look at the end of the career of GSP. He was not trying to finish the fight. He was trying to win every single round. It was like the
maybe there was a game plan at that time.
Three-star kind of strategy. Maybe, but it started to make people make like, you know, And yet,
I wish he could have had more wins by a finish, you know,
me too.
Either submission or a TKO by ground and pound. Because when you dominate so much on the ground for so long during a fight, to not see a finalization, whatever it is, it's so at that time maybe we just control and wins around stuff. But I have the feeling that he exposes himself a lot, you know, to a KO or something by not trying to finish his opponent earlier.
True.
In the fight against Carlos Condit.
Exactly. Like the jab.
And the 40 seconds of ground and pound of Carlos Condit did more damage than the 20 minutes of ground and pound of Saint-Pierre. And so that's the strategy at that time. So for it bring him a lot of wins. So
but still.
I would have been happy to see a lot more finishes for his belt defenses actually only, because before he finishes people.
Yeah, but he defends his belt like so many times, and there is so many fights that I was like, he's not gonna win this one. And Thiago Alves, I was like, Thiago Alves stand up, and he boxed with Thiago Alves. I was like, what, man? All the time.
We always think about his grappling and his takedowns, but his striking is very good. You see against Bisping, Bisping fall on the floor. He was knockout a bit, you know.
Bisping was on the back and he was elbowing the head and he gets sliced and stuff.
So in a middleweight fight, so Saint-Pierre has power actually, you know. So this fight, I was very happy to see this fight against Bisping. It was a great fight. It showed how big a champion is George.
So you see, at least we agree on the number one. That's good. So my top three: Jones, Khabib, George. Your top three is
Demetrius Johnson, Conor
McGregor, and just
and of course.
Conor McGregor. Okay. I put it like what, 9? Okay, I feel terrible. Anyway, that was a long video to talk about like our ranking, but at least we explained why we did that. I hope you enjoy. If you don't enjoy, that's okay. No luck. If you like it, don't forget to subscribe. Press the subscribe button. Put a comment. Tell us what you want us to talk about for the next video. We can do that for sure. We should. We're gonna start to review fights also. So if there is some fights you want us to talk about, to watch with you, just put it in the comment. And that's it. We hope you enjoy this one. Thank you, Alexis.
Thank you, Arnaud.
Voilà, and see you soon, guys. Game on.
See you.
Hop, voilà.